Hi. I'm actually really happy to be here. Besides knowing a lot of people in this room, the New York Artist Circle and Art Lives Here, the members, there's a tremendous amount of crossover. I don't even, maybe I should do a count one day, but it's somewhere in the 20s, 30s, 40 artists that are members of both organizations. When we started Art Lives Here, and we did our first third Thursday gathering of artists event, I would say more than half the room were members of the New York Artist Circle. So in a lot of ways, New York Artist Circle helped us get off the ground and word of mouth and all of that. So I'm gonna really talk to you guys in a back and forth kind of way. So please feel free to jump in at any time, because I think that's much more interesting than me talking at you. It's the way we do artist talks, it's the way we do our meetings. That's me. That is literally where I live. That's where Art Lives Here's home base is, which is my house. It's also a gallery space. It's a live, work, and gallery space. This was designed by, the graphics is by Pauline Galliana, who's also one of our members. I think she's a former member of the New York Artist Circle, maybe not still. I could be wrong about that. And Carol Pate took the photo. So the term Art Lives Here is really very, very literal. Wherever we go, that's where our art lives. And the idea, the mission really is, it's in support of artists, but it's also in support of providing access to art to much broader communities, and particularly in neighborhoods and places where are often overlooked. How do I move forward to the next slide? Oh, Emily. She left her desk and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
There we go.
So I thought it'd be interesting to talk about curating, because as a curator, I will never, ever do an open call. Besides being an unfair process, I personally don't believe that's what curators do. And a curator has a role to play that is collaborative with the artists. It's not just, I'm like this piece and this is the piece I want to show. It really needs to be learning about the artist and working with them to sort of put their best foot forward. I chose this image that was in my home gallery, which is, by the way, our most successful gallery space. We sell the most artwork out of that space. That was actually in this same show with the I.L. Dresner. This installation of 7-inch by 5-inch small oil paintings on canvas, 41 paintings. I think we sold 12 of them. This was something, the installation was incredibly successful visually. Everyone responded to it. It was a unique way of hanging this work. Took me 2 days to hang it. But it's, you know, being a curator is not an easy job. It's really not just hanging things at eye level across the wall. If anyone has any thoughts, please feel free to jump in, or and we can go to the next slide. So Eileen was asking me about why I don't like open calls. I think it's a really good question. I think open calls have become a method of looking at a lot of artwork without doing the actual work. It's like making the artist respond to a very vague call for work, often having to pay for it. Just to submit the work, they have to submit a check alongside of it. It's kind of, I just don't think curators do that. I think some galleries do it, and I think some artists do it when they're co-curating shows. It makes the process of curating a show really easy, but it's not a true curation of a show. From the curators that I have learned from, none of them would ever do an open call to present a show in a gallery. They just wouldn't do it. And I'm not going to do it. And yes, it would be much easier to do it. I mean, I'd be interested in knowing how you feel about applying that way. Sometimes you don't have a choice, right? But you should have a choice. You should be invited to participate in the show. You should have people coming to see your studios and your process, researching, learning about your work before putting you in a show. I put up this slide, and it's this is probably before Art Lives Here even existed. I've done the art salons for 20-something years in various locations. But this particular piece, it's Janie Gilman Crimmins and Gina Fuentes Walker. The idea is placing works in conversation. Now, both artists work in a very hand-related process, even more so sometimes than the brain deciding what to do. The hand is doing it, and this is really visible in their works. And it's cutting, placing, twisting, turning. There is a conversation that goes beyond just the colors in the artworks. If you look at them closely, they're not the same colors, but they lend themselves to that. So what's happening here is that there's a definition about the forms they're using and the movement in the pieces. And sometimes when you're hanging work on a wall, even like it's hung here, and you're just looking straight on it, there's a conversation that gets missed unless it's sort of pointed out in a discrete way. We can go to the next slide, Emily. The artist selection process. This is me in the room with Holly Heller and Pauline Daliana. This is the third studio visit with Holly. After a second studio visit with Pauline, the two artists are going to be in a dual show together in June that I am curating collaboratively with the artists. And I wanted you to really see the process of this is how we curate a show. So first there's the research to decide whose work might even just work well together. Because I get to put up all the members of Art Lives Here, their work on our own website, it's like a pre-research. I get to read their bios, their CVs, and look at a broad selection of their work. So I go into the process already knowing something. Once doing studio visits, then there's a concept that's developed. So in other words, the concept is not developed before, like with an open call, there's some sort of vague concept that's developed that isn't necessarily specific to any artist's work. So this is the reverse of that. It's very specific to these two artists. A step somewhere along the process is formally inviting the artist to participate in the show and getting them to agree. It may not be what they want to do at that time. No one's ever turned me down, but I do expect that it'll happen someday. And then the selection of artwork, that really takes months, back and forth months of looking at the work. That's why there's repeated studio visits, collecting the images of all the work with all the specific information, the size. And the work is actually selected specific to the site where it's going to hang. I even use the term a gazillion emails because that really is what it takes. Any thoughts about that? Okay, we can do that. Oh yeah, go. It's mostly about specifics because, yeah, I should add a line in here that says there's a huge amount of conversations on the phone, texting. But I use the phrase emails because I can form a thread with that information. That email thread is like a permanent documentation. So months later, when we have to do price sheets and all of that stuff, I can just put that person's name in the email search and come up with all that information. Hi. Okay, so in case you couldn't hear that, the question is, how do I locate the artist that I might want to show? That's a curator's job, is to be out there looking. The other thing is that's made it much easier for me in the past year or so is Art Lives Here has 100+ members that are professional artists. So I started limiting who I was going to work with to those 100 and something artists because there's no reason to go beyond. You know, they're committed members. I know them, they know me. They're called, the artist membership is a collaborating artist membership. And that is the real keyword there is collaborating. So that's how I find them. I'm not looking for them. They choose me. So anyone who joins Art Lives Here is choosing to be part of what we do as an organization. So there's no application process. Some artists are very established. Some are somewhere in that very vague term of mid-career. Many are emerging artists. I'm not even sure I think those terms are relevant anymore, particularly mid-career. It's like, what is that? You know, if you look up the definition, it's more established than anything else. I hope that answered the question. Yes, anyone can join. And we've had people join who really just starting out. And I think it's a really good place for them because they're going to learn from the artists that have experience. So they're going to learn from the process. They're going to build on their process, but also their professionalism as being an artist. You know, being an artist is, you know, yes, you're in your studio, you're working all the time, but like every other job on the planet, there's a million other things that you have to do that, you know, artists just getting started don't really realize that. You guys all realize that because you've probably been doing it for a while. Okay, I think we can do the next slide. So this is just a list of things that I thought might come up in conversation. Starting with artist statements, I have edited and rewritten hundreds and hundreds of them at this point. Be perfectly honest with all of you, most of them that I receive are awful. Like no one really cares that all you want to do is bring people joy. It's not really what an artist statement is supposed to be. And that's one of the most common things I see is that people within their statement or artists within their statement really do want to make people happy. But that's not really what an artist statement should be. It should be what you do, what your medium is, how you do it, why you do it. That's pretty much it. It should be a paragraph. An essay, which you might put on your website, is something completely different. It's not your artist statement. It's a continuation of your artist statement. It's not in lieu of or part of the artist statement. Gallery relationships. This is another thing that I think, I mean, I kind of went around to every gallerist that I came across that was willing to have a conversation with me about how they perceive or how they work with artists, what they expect of that relationship. And it's, you know, the word collaboration came up again and again. Maybe that's why I use it so frequently. Galleries don't work for an artist, they work with an artist. And the more responsive or participatory the artist is, the more likely the gallery is to continue to work with them, maybe even sign them on as representation. Purchase work, get to know artists, to see beyond. And I think it's actually, because I think the artists, many of us want collectors. So, yeah, thank you for that, Barbara. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I think collectors, it's another one of those terms that's confusing because some people just want to buy some art and, you know, they are not necessarily collectors, but that's a really good starting point for me. Like somebody who has expressed an interest in having art. Those are the people, I call them emerging collectors. And that was a phrase that somebody used to describe me in the 1990s when I started buying artwork. And it's just stuck with me. So an emerging collector is really just anyone who has interest in buying art. They may not have a tremendous amount of knowledge. They may not even have a sense of what they want to collect. I'm finding that most collectors are rather eclectic. You know, there are people who collect just photography. But I think most people are buying artwork to live with it. They're looking at a piece of furniture in their house and going, I need something over that. And most furniture is horizontal, so keep that in mind when you make art. You know, art is often vertical and people love it. And they say this to me all the time. I don't have a place for that in my house. But to cultivate those relationships, if they're in Manhattan, I will go to their house. I will bring the artwork there. I will talk to them about everything in the house that needs to move so they can have a place for it. Because that's usually what happens. You buy one piece and the next thing you know, everything you're hanging on the walls is moving. Same thing in hanging a shelf. The artwork is always moving. So on one hand, I'm providing an extended service to those people. Other collectors that I've gotten to know well are very independent. They don't care what the artist says. They don't care what I say. But all the collectors, no matter what, they want to trust who they're buying from. They want to research. Well, you know, Jim was at the artist talk with Donnelly the other day, and Jim announced to a room of about 12 or 14 people that he researches every artist that I'm showing and then decides whether or not he wants to come see that exhibition, or is even, moderately interested in that work. And he also is sourcing artwork for his clients. He's an interior designer. So he's a professional. But I thought when he said that, that was a really telling statement. And I've been telling many of the artists that I work with that sometimes people say you don't need a website, you just need social media. You need a website, because you don't exist unless you have it, to someone like Jim, who wants to do some research, or even a curator who, like me, doesn't do open calls. They want to research, they want to go to your website. I think having images that can be downloaded from your site is actually beneficial. People aren't going to your site to copy your work or do what you do. They're going to your site because they want to know about your work. But getting people to your website is really kind of a challenge. So that's why we do the pages, and New York Artist Circle does it too. Those pages on our websites are a link to your website. We're not selling artwork online. We're just linking the people who are out there researching artists directly to the artist. I went off topic there, sorry, but one thing leads to another in those conversations. But cultivating collectors, I think with every single show, my goal is to walk away with 1 or 2 new collectors. Doesn't always happen. Collectors in general. Because they're going to collect more than one person's work. Yeah, you can't hear Eileen, but she's asking me if I'm saving those collectors for collecting that person. You need to be really, really nice. Okay, sorry. The artist's role in that relationship really is to be able to talk about their work. I mean, Donnelly did a brilliant, we had an artist talk like last weekend, just recently, a week ago, with Donnelly Marks, and she did an amazing job of talking about her work. It was both, she included the personal information, almost like an afterthought. She talked about her process and materials primarily, and and her background, how she got to where she is, why she does what she does. She talked like she was, basically a longer version of an artist statement, only the pertinent information. But yeah, artist's role in that is knowing how to talk to people about your work. People who buy your work want to know you. They want to see what you look like. They want to know that you're, a working professional artist with a sense of what you do and confidence in what you do. And if you can talk about your work, that's what comes through. Pricing artwork. Everyone asks me that question. And this is really, really important. You should have a price for your artwork that's consistent. But you should also raise the price of the artwork on a regular basis, maybe 10 to 15% annually is when, if you have a selling spree and you have several people buy work, and then all of a sudden you double the price of your work, no one's going to trust you. But if you've been gradually increasing the price of your work, no one's going to notice that you've done that. It's those big leaps that make people go, are they trying to cheat me? Or, something along those lines. Also keep track of your sales. Do a certificate of authenticity and keep track of the prices, because when somebody asks, what does your work sell for? You have documentation of what it sold for last year and the year before. And it justifies how you're pricing your work. Don't compare to other people's work because everyone's at a different place and time. You're not an hourly employee, so don't really think about how long it took you to make it. Some things take much longer than others, and they're essentially the same, only different. But more importantly, you're not an hourly employee. You're selling an object. And I know that's not a popular term, but art really is an object. Framing, that's another thing that I used to tell people, don't worry about framing the work, they're only going to change it and reframe it eventually, even if they buy it. And I've completely changed my mind about that because how work looks in a frame will really help sell it. Not that you have to frame every single piece of artwork that you've ever made, because then you would be really, really poor. But those pieces that you really, really love and want to show and you're really proud of, go ahead and have it professionally framed. Don't put it in a cheap frame. The glass on a cheap frame, you can't even see the work. And I know this because my home gallery has so much natural light that I can't hang work in cheap plexiglass because you can't see it. All you see is sun glare. And it like really reflects all over the room. And when you go to a gallery, like you have this type of spotlighting, and what happens is you get big giant hot spots on the artwork, which doesn't really, show the work to its best. Presentation it's part of framing, but it's also, I know artists who know how they're going to present the work before they make it. It's part of their process. It's like built into the artwork. I should have had a picture of that because when it happens, it just makes me really happy. Please. I can come to you, right? Because I'm already standing.
I would say that most people who look at your work have no clue as how a piece of work will look when it's framed. They don't have that capacity, most people. So that's why it's so important to frame work if you can.
And if you don't frame it, show it without a frame. Everyone does that now. Big galleries are hanging things on clips and whatnot. It actually will look better. All right, I'm going back to my little spot over here. Professional practices, that's, so I worked for many, many years in design offices and things like that. And there's a level of professionalism, even just in how quickly you respond to emails or that you don't change topic on an email thread. Simple little things like that. My life would be so much easier if all the artists I worked with actually understood that. And because I'm documenting and saving all of those emails, there's important information in there. So when someone goes off thread or doesn't reply all, I want to pull my hair out. Yeah. I mean, sometimes we all make the mistake and forget to reply all. But there are people who just do it because they don't want the other person to be involved in the conversation. So it actually excludes the other artist. It's usually multiple artists on the thread.
You send an artist an email in the morning asking them some questions. When's the latest you'd like to hear back from them? Like, what's best? If they get back,
within 24 hours. Not, you know, if I answer all my emails right away, because I get over 100 emails every single day. So if I don't answer them, they never get answered. And, you know, shame on me. I really need to answer every single email. Or you know, just reading an email. Like, how many times have we all read an email and missed important components of it? Because we read it too quickly, or we're scanning it, or glimpsing it. Sometimes it takes me a really, really long time to write the response, or to write the initial email starting the conversation, because I'm really trying to be editing myself to the shortest possible email and only putting in the pertinent information to that thread. But there's so many professional practices that, you know, art is a business, and your studio practice is a business, and everything related to it. So there's, you know, each and every artist has a different opportunity to just put a really professional spin on how they're working. I mean, some people that comes natural, and other people have never worked in an office. They've always been in a studio working alone. And in some ways, that's a huge disadvantage. The moral of that is come out of the studio. And, you know, yes, everybody wants to spend time in their studio. It's their happy place. My happy place is, you know, outdoors doing public art. And no one will, I say that all the time, but I'm not going to not do my indoor work because that other place makes me really, really happy. My indoor work has the potential for everyone to have a certain level of income and success. Maybe not me, but at least everyone involved. My public artwork, like, nobody makes any money, including me. It's still my happy place. It's also that place where I've worked with artists who have done public art installations, and the next thing you know, they have huge commissions and things like that. So public art is a game changer. There's so many ways to, you know, be professional about your practices. And all I'm saying is just make an effort to treat it as a profession, and not just, not like I love to make art. I love to make art, and I make something that's really valuable, and I want people to think about it that way. Oh, look, websites again. We don't need to go there. Social media, it's free. It's free, and it's this built-in platform for making people recognize your name. Even if they have no idea who you are, when your name pops up, they go, oh, I know that person, or I've heard of that artist. Don't worry about selling online, or that's not really the point. The point is you want people to know you exist, and name recognition. I mean, people contact me, and I think I know them because I've seen their names so many times. And I think, did I ever meet that person? And that's how, you know, that's a wonderful opportunity that costs you absolutely nothing except for maybe 30 minutes a day or 30 minutes a week. Anything less than 1 week is, you know, you really need to make a little effort to do it more than that. But we all know about each other because of social media, and everything we do has this platform that costs us absolutely nothing but a little bit of time. Did we do all of the slides? I feel like we missed one.
Let's see. Yeah, that's the last one. Let's see. And I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the slide we missed. But to answer Barbara's question about the curatorial vision, it comes from the work itself and the site. So like, you know, I have to put together a proposal to even get a site to use. No matter how much money, you know, you offer someone, they're not going to let you use that site unless you have a vision for what you want to do there. So I do write a lot of proposals. But the curatorial vision actually comes from the work that the artists are creating. I mean, I'm looking at it all the time. I'm like a spy. I mean, I go back and forth to the artists that I'm working with, their websites all the time. I'm following them on social media, other artists on social media. I wish I had more time to go to galleries because there's so much inspiration there. I see things that other people do and I'm like, wow, you know, I'm super, super impressed by certain shows. Whether I like the work or not, but how it was installed and all of that. But the curatorial vision really comes from all of the artists, the work that they're producing and how it speaks to another artist. You know, I put up these kind of silly posts where artists are posting work on Instagram and I may share it in my stories, but what happens automatically is I then have that story downloaded on my phone. And then I look at my phone and I see all these connections between the artwork, and periodically I'll grab 2 or 3 images and just put them together in a post. And you see the connections that, you know, the unintentional connections that are happening between the artworks, the dialogue. Lois. Yeah, I am too. I got to give Pauline Galliano the credit for that because, you know, she really spent more than 6 months editing those images, very often having to retouch them because, you know, that's another professional practice is, you know, learn how to size an image. But I really have to give her the credit. And actually Cheryl, because Cheryl, we were sitting in the gallery at JVS Project Space and with Cheryl's book, and we were like, oh, we should make a book. I think Cheryl said it. I think it was really Cheryl's idea initially. I'm really good at going, yeah, okay, and then actually doing it. You know, I have that kind of organizational skill, but yeah, Pauline Galliano like really knocked it out of the house and she produced something really nice. So it's the initial 71 members of Art Lives Here in the volume 1. That's the name of it. Volume 2 will have somewhere significantly over 100 artists because we're already at 102, 3 or 4, I forget, members since we started that book. So I think every 18 months we'll do another volume and they'll just keep getting bigger and bigger. Yeah, I go to everything I can possibly get to. I was at the opening of this show. And I came specifically because I wanted to see Eileen's work in person. But then I was happy to walk around the room and see everyone else's work and artists that I already know, but, sometimes I'll go to a show because I want to support the artists that are in it because I know them personally. But it is a great opportunity to see, sometimes their newest work or sometimes just hear what they're thinking about. So I think showing is important. I would say that showing at a group show with like 80 other artists is not important. That's fun. And, it's a huge party and all of that. And there's a whole bunch of those shows that happen regularly. I go to them. I don't know how beneficial they are for the individual artist because I tend to miss half the work that's hanging just because it's like too much visual, to really take it all in. So I would suggest, and I don't know for sure, but I would suggest focusing on shows that are really going to be good for you, the type of work that you want, the type of work that you make and the type of artists that you want to show with. And visit galleries so that you can know what kind of gallery is good for you. I know Yvette does that. She has a whole list of the ones that she likes. And I think that's a really good idea. And visit them often. You don't necessarily have to show up with your portfolio, but just go to those galleries often, the ones that show work that you feel your work would fit into. So it's all good, but social media is important. Your website is important. Showing work is important. And if you have a CV that's 12 pages long, it's probably less important for you to show work. And a lot of artists do. They have very long CVs. You can even edit those down, take out the crappy shows, or you can even take out the shows or put them in a previous, column or something like that, that really, really from 20 years ago or something like that, really focus on the most recent shows. Artist residencies and things like that, just the fact of getting accepted is validation for anyone who looks at your CV. So if you can do artist residencies, like you can, invest that time. It's hard for a lot of artists because they have children at home or something else and they really can't do it, and keep applying over and over and over. If you apply to things a few times and you never get in, that doesn't mean you won't eventually get in. Ask people to help with your applications, because a person reading it is looking at it for the first time, and if they don't understand it, then whoever you're applying to also doesn't understand it. So at least show it to other people.
Fortunately, it's 11:30, so I think we have to formally end the meeting. We could keep you here forever. Like there was a good question I just saw on the chat, which is what you look for in a studio visit. But
I do like that question. Studio visit is not an open studio. Don't treat it that way. An open studio is almost like a display of your work, but a studio visit, if a curator comes to your studio, they understand the chaos. They understand unfinished work. They know what to look for. So, just welcome them in with open arms, and whatever's there is there. If they're looking for something in particular for a show, it'll come out. It'll come out in the conversation, and, be prepared to climb on a ladder and pull down the piece that's put away. But I do want to hear your question. Eileen will get mad at me, but. I think it's time. I think it's our time. Women that are of a certain age that have white hair, almost the older the better. There's a response out there in the world that's really interested in what older women, white women are doing right now. So include your age on everything you do, put it on your website, put it everywhere, own it. And apply for things. I think people are opening their arms to, particularly women, not so much men, but that's, you know, that's just the way it is.